As you can see, this is not Chase Stadium. We are on location here, Fleet Week 2024 in Miami. We'll recap Inter Miami's massive win over the Red Bulls, look ahead of the match against Montreal, and take in the sights and sounds of Fleet Week 2024, all on the Inter Miami Weekly Show. I mean, just look at this. I'm Joe Malfa, that's Kieran Gibbs. You know us by now, but look at all this. We're here, Fleet Week 2024, on the deck of the ship. We've got all sorts of aircraft behind us. This is a terrific place to be. Kieran, you and I have never experienced anything like this. It's an outstanding thing here in South Florida. We have a chance to speak with some of the crew members. We'll have a chance later on to speak with Admiral Martinez. This is outstanding.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, I feel like I'm in a scene from Pearl Harbor or something, you know. It's brilliant. Great to be here. What an experience. Great to chat to the Admiral. I feel like what the key that I took away from him was about how, you know, how amazing this ship is, but also the most importantly is the team, which was really cool to hear that. It was really interesting actually to hear his thoughts and, you know, his experiences. What a day.
And there's plenty to take away from the Inter Miami win over the Red Bulls as well. We're going to get to the highlights because they are long, because there were a lot of goals, because a lot happened, and it all really came in the second half of that match as well. So I'm going to take this time, actually, while we're meandering through this first half, to read you all the stats that are pertinent to Lionel Messi. He had an assist on the first goal that made him just the third player all-time in MLS history to have a goal contribution in each of his first 8 games. He had an assist and on the fourth goal, that made him the first Inter Miami player to record 10 goals and 10 assists in a season. With his assist on the sixth goal, he made more MLS history, became the first player to register 5 assists in a match, breaking a record that was previously shared by Chief Soccer Officer and Sporting Director Chris Henderson of Inter Miami, so they could have a bit of banter about that one. Messi became the first player to have 6 goal contributions in an MLS regular season game with his 5 assists and his 1 goal. Now he's got 10 goals and 12 assists for 22 goal contributions in 8 games to begin the season. And now we're in the second half. Time for all the Inter Miami goals, and it was between Rojas, Suarez, Messi. They just looked incredible.
Yeah, certainly. And for me, it was Rojas who really sparked the comeback for Miami in this game. I mean, what an impact he's had in the 2 games that he's played, and this is just, I mean, pick that out. He looks so relaxed, the way he, you know, just gets the ball out of his feet. He has perfect connection. Keeper really has no chance, and it's a wonderful, wonderful start.
And Rojas, we saw it last game where he had the play at the end line that kept the play alive, that led to the goal. Now he's getting it himself. And Messi, quick 1-2, fed in. He makes no mistake in the end.
Yeah, and again, it's Rojas who, with his pressure and determination to get the ball back. And obviously, we know that Leo doesn't miss from here. And a nice little assist from Suarez as well. And
then it's just a question of which of Rojas's goals did you like better? Was it that one from distance, pick that out, or was it the chip that he would end up having through here on the keeper?
I think it has to be. Has to be this purely because of the brilliance of Messi, and he's always on the shoulder. This guy looking to cause damage, and the way he manages to see this pass, which again I feel like no one else in the stadium saw this, but he continues his run. I don't even know if Rojas notices.
I don't think
so. But he continues his run, and it's just threaded through the eye of a needle, and it is perfectly weighted. And then how about that for a cheeky little finish over the top of the keeper.
You just always have to be aware when you're playing with Messi that the ball is probably going to find you somehow just like this.
Yeah, and again, you know, the thing is, it was so interesting to see how Miami just took control of this game in the second half from nowhere. From absolute nowhere, it was 4-1, and they had a slow start again, which I think is becoming a bit of a pattern because, you know, teams realize that eventually Miami are going to cause problems, so they try to come out really fast, but eventually the quality shines through. And again, we see here with a lovely little give and go. How many times have we seen this from these two over the years? And they continue to put on a show for everyone. And you know, look at the weight and the movement, the strength from Suarez to shrug off his defender. It was another brilliant second half display from Miami.
And I mentioned it last week on the show. You and I were talking about it. Messi, in this phase of his career, we saw it against the Netherlands in the World Cup. There's a ruthlessness to his game. Remember, he didn't play that first game against the Red Bulls, and New York enjoyed pouring it on a little bit in the rain. And I said, look out. If Inter Miami gets ahead, they're not going to stop, and that's exactly what happened. They got it all the way to 6-1 before Red Bulls pulled one back late, and this was that historic 5th assist to go ahead and make it 6-1 for Inter Miami.
Yeah, and again, Suarez on the shoulder. The weight of pass is just perfect outside of the foot. Keeper thinks he can make it, but Suarez is too quick, takes it round him, and it's a lovely slot into the bottom corner.
And just because we have to show it, the Red Bulls did pull one back on a penalty late, but the damage was already done, and there were no signs of letting up. Inter Miami could have probably had 6, 7, 8 goals in this one, all in the second half.
But I think it's a combination of them starting slow, but other teams changing the way they play against them because they want to try and get that early goal. And then they try and hold on to the lead. We've seen that over the last few weeks now, really, this pattern developing. And as far as Miami are concerned at the moment, as long as they're outscoring their opponents, there's not too much of an issue.
That's it.
And eventually, the likes of Messi, Rojas, who we've seen, I thought he's been brilliant, has come in. Robert Taylor, who's coming back from injury now, he's starting to look bright again. I think that the firepower is just proving too much at the moment for teams in the MLS.
And forgive me for having my phone out here. It's because I have a lot of numbers that I have to read at you a second here for Messi as far as what this could mean in terms of the history of MLS. He's played 8 games. He has 10 goals, 12 assists. That's 1.25 goals per game, 1.5 assists per game. That's important because he is going to be in line to shatter some of the records potentially. The team has 22 games remaining. If he plays all of those games at his current pace, it would be 37 goals, 45 assists. The MLS records are 34 goals and 26 assists, so he would beat the goals by just 3. He would shatter the assists by almost 20. Now, you do have to factor in Copa America. He might miss about 5 games. If you take that into account, his pace would be 31 goals and 37 assists. So he would still shatter the assist record by 11. He would be 3 short of the goals, but I think he's capable of kicking it into a higher gear if need be. And you mentioned it, one thing that this team has done is kick it into a higher gear in the second half of games. They have 20 second-half goals just in the second half this year, 20 of them now. Around the league, there are only 2 teams who have more than 20 goals, period. And Inter Miami has that in the second half of games. Part of it is starting slow, but just once that switch flips, whether it's team talk from Tata or just the guys focusing, the second half, it's been untouchable.
Well, also, I think it's, teams come out so fast against Miami. You can tell the way they press, the back four when they've got the ball in the early parts of the game, the midfield. They try not to let Sergio Busquets get on the ball and dictate the play. But they run out of gas, they run out of steam because they put so much energy into trying to get that early goal and defend really well and have a good start. But at the moment, the second half comes and these guys just completely turn it on, and there's not much that they can do. So they're not a team that really gets opened up from a low block. So yeah, they have the ability to do it. They just especially the younger players, it's important that they have a good start to the game so that they don't even have to come back into games. They're already 1-0 up and it's 0-0. So I'm still hoping, I still want to see improvements defensively, but of course they're just blowing away teams at the moment.
And Matias Rojas is the newest toy in the toy chest for Tata Martino. We saw it as far as winning the ball back. We saw it in terms of his distribution. We saw it in terms of his finishing. He just brings a different dynamic to the group. He seems more direct than anybody else. Everybody else so far has been through the lines, build-up play between Suarez and Messi. Rojas could just go, and he gives that added element of the length to the attack, and it's proved wonders just a couple of games in.
Yeah, and especially when you've got Luis Suarez up there by himself sometimes, you need the midfielder that breaks the line and tries to go beyond the back line just to give their back four something else to think about, and he's really good at that. So I really like his balance, his technique. He seems like a very cultured player. I think he's going to have a great season. Absolutely.
Well, the reason that we're here today, of course, is for Fleet Week 2024, and we had a chance to catch up with Admiral Martinez. Admiral Martinez, thank you for joining us today. It's a delight to be out here on this ship on this beautiful day. Worlds colliding for sure, of course. You've got the headset on. We're here in your territory. It's great to be out here. Thank you for hosting us. And I just want to start off by saying this is a bit of a homecoming for you. We were chatting a bit before this. What does it mean to you to be back here Fleet Week in Miami?
Yeah, no, this is a great honor for me to be here in Miami. I was born, obviously, here in Miami. My parents immigrated here in the early 60s. It's a wonderful feeling. I can never explain why, but every time I come to Miami, I always feel like I'm coming home. And we have lots of relatives and family in town who are also coming out for some of these events, and so just super excited to be here and just get a chance for the Navy to really meet and interact with the city of Miami and all the great and wonderful people. And I hope that the folks of Miami take the opportunity to really get to know the sailors and the Marines that are here with us.
And I heard you got to go speak at Christopher Columbus High School. That was no doubt a special moment for you.
I did. It was really special. My father was a teacher there many, many moons ago. The amazing part was there were still a couple of folks there that were teachers when he was there and remember him, and we had a wonderful time interacting with the students. And again, it was another opportunity for us as the Navy to get to talk to the local community and let them in on what is the U.S. Navy all about, and share my experiences, with my 33 years in the Navy. So it was a wonderful, wonderful day at Columbus High School.
Kieran's got some of those questions. He just was in awe as soon as he came up here on the deck.
Yeah, thanks for having us. I just want to go straight into the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, I would like to know how much one of these ships cost, and how many of them does the U.S. own?
Yeah, so we have about 7 of these right now. They're about a couple of $1 billion a piece for them to be able to be built. But again, it depends on how you describe it, right? That's just the hull, right? It doesn't talk to the craft that are on board, whether they're the surface craft or the helicopters or the airplanes that come with it.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing capability that when we can bring all of those things together.
Amazing. And I was noticing that we were speaking a little bit earlier. I was just wondering if you could let the people know about these flags and what they actually mean.
Sure. So what we do is when we pull into a port like this, we do something called full dress ship. And these are basically our signal flags. In the old days, that's the way that you used to communicate, is because each one represents a letter or a type of message that goes with it. And then we use that to decorate the ship to be able to say, what a wonderful place we're at, and to highlight the city of Miami.
Amazing.
That's outstanding stuff. And last one, just look, we can never equate sports to what you guys do. It's totally different, the sacrifices you guys make. But there are a lot of qualities that maybe can overlap, the leadership qualities, the sense of camaraderie. What do you think are the qualities that best represent leadership, whether it's in your world or in ours?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of commonality with sports, and you see that in terms of the leadership. Really, it's about, a team sport. Especially in a team environment, because no one on this ship can operate on their own. Whether you're an admiral, a captain, commander, you're never on your own. You're only as strong as your team. And so when you see the team, especially here, Navy Marine Corps team coming together to achieve an objective, it's just like on a field, right? You're trying to score a goal, you're trying to score a touchdown, whatever it is, you have to work together as a team. And that teamwork and then the grit that comes with it, right? Because nothing's ever easy in life, and nothing's ever easy in military operations. And so an ability to have that grit and determination and then lean on each other as a teammate to be able to do that, I think that's some of the great interactions and interplay that we get with both sports and leadership in the Navy.
Well, Inter Miami is thrilled to have Fleet Week here in Miami, and the team made this up
awesome.
in honor of the week, Fleet Week 2024. It's great to have you here. We thank you for being here, and we thank you more importantly for your service.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's a wonderful gift. But really excited to see that, and like I said, please take advantage of seeing all the wonderful sailors and the military here. When you look at these ships, everybody always focuses on the ships themselves. That's not the most powerful part. The most powerful part of these ships are the sailors and Marines embarked on board.
Absolutely. Admiral Martinez here for Fleet Week 2024. Thanks again for everything and your service, most importantly.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Big thanks to Admiral Martinez and everybody who made this possible. I'm still in awe being out here on this deck. As soon as we came up the ramp, your jaw hit the floor. It's really, truly special.
Cool. So cool. I don't want to leave. I might just stay here for the day.
That's why we're trying to wrap this show up quickly so we could just go around like little kids and look at everything close up ourselves. We wish you could be here with us, but we do have a game coming up this weekend. It's on the road against Montreal, 7:30 on Saturday. Another chance at revenge. Speaking of, we talked about it last week, how mental receipts about the Red Bull loss. Maybe Inter Miami has the same thing in mind for Montreal. It's a group that has struggled. Started the season well, got the win against Inter Miami, but since then, it's 4 losses, 2 draws, just 1 win. A team that seems vulnerable, and another chance for three big points for Inter Miami.
It is, and you're starting to see that little cushion at the top of the table now, so they'll definitely want to keep that up, especially before, the bulk of the season comes in. You've got the Copa America coming up, and players will be going away, so it's really important to maintain that gap now. But yeah, as you said, they'll want to get revenge after the first game earlier on in the season. season. But they're just in a zone right now. I'm sure Tata won't really want to change too much and just keep it the same because they're in really good form.
Because right now, it's win after win, it's goal after goal, and it's been a lot of fun for Inter Miami. Thanks again for joining us here on the Inter Miami Weekly Show. Hope it's another win when you come back next week on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe so you're ready when that episode comes out. And next week, the big one against the rival Orlando once again in the midweek.